team, we all saw the movie, Wolf of Wall Street. And so he was able to take a team of people that had no sales skills, literally were working at like Jack in the Box, and teach them a sales script where they were making hundreds of thousands of dollars. And it almost seemed like it was overnight. His sales script was pretty incredible, and it resonated with me because that's kind of where we're at right now. If you're able to get somebody on the phone and you're able to make a connection with them and you're able to basically close that within that connection time frame, guys, it's amazing how much business you'll get. I keep talking about over and over again, the other kid, Eric, is 25 years old, is going to make over $500,000 this year. This is all he does. I mean, this is pretty much it. He doesn't have residual business. He doesn't have a builder contact. He doesn't have anything else. The only way he makes his money in real estate is on the phone. Headset, on the phone, a certain amount of hours every single day, and that's how he drives his real estate business. Same thing with Renee Cirillo. Renee Cirillo, and he was one of the top guys at Keller Williams, one of the top 5 guys. He doesn't have builder business. He does not have anything else. What he does is at 7 o'clock in the morning, all he does is called expireds and terminated. And that's his book of business. And we all look at, man, I wouldn't do that. Well, if you're making $500,000 a year, you'll do it. And if you get really, really good at it, it becomes enjoyable, but it doesn't become enjoyable unless you actually are good at something. No one wants to keep going out and playing a certain sport and getting their ass kicked every single day. It's just not enjoyable. So we actually have to make sure that we understand what we're doing when we're on the phone, because when I started cold calling, I had not a clue what to do on the phone. You know, I'd screwed up more times than I made any successes, but after time, I figured out it was trial and error. For you guys, we don't want that trial and error. We want to actually have a system. So what he created was the straight line sales method, which means that basically the closest point between, you know, 2 ends is a straight line. The problem is we get in our conversations, guys, and here's our opening pitch. And basically, we're continuing to go on and on here. And what we're able to do is someone talks about their kid. Oh, my kid goes to that school too. And then we put them all the way in what he calls Pluto. And then we come down here and you digress into something else that has nothing to do with the sales process. You put them in Pluto. You have an amazing conversation with these people. At the end of the day, they have not a clue what the hell you called them for. They don't know like what you're doing, what your company is, what you're selling them. You had a great conversation, but it was like talking to a friend. Well, that's not going to create a closing, guys. I mean, the only way that we're going to close anything is making sure that we're creating them and we're getting them from point A, your pitch, to a close in a straight line. I'm guilty of this. Everybody is guilty of it. They're having something to say, and then the next thing you know, all you're doing is you're getting outside of basically your sales method, guys. And the thing is what he said, and it's pretty true. Every sale is the same. When he was selling stocks, you know, whether penny stocks or most expensive stocks out there, every sale was the same. Everything is a straight line. You're going here, but there are people going to drive you to Pluto, drive you to Uranus, and it's your job to keep them back in the sales thing. It's for you to pull them back into this right here. That is fantastic that your kids are going to this school. How much longer do they have? Or you know, what are some of the things that are most important about the school? How far away is your drive from the school? Zone, work, everything else. Get them back into the sales process so they understand that you're driving them, you're getting information, you know, to basically drive them to the end so you can actually get a close. Okay, great. Now I know where you're going. I'm going to go ahead and send you some properties this afternoon. Let's go ahead and meet this weekend. So, and the other thing is, guys, if you don't have control over a sales conversation, you guys know this, it's over with. If you allow them to dictate and control the conversation, forget it, it's over with. You definitely ask the qualifying questions, you know, the same questions over and over again to drive them to where you want to go, but don't lose control. If you feel yourself losing control, you know, pull them back, reel them back in with another qualifying question. You know, you have to have your top 3 to 5 questions to reel people back in. But guys, it doesn't matter if you're selling stocks, it doesn't matter if you're selling computers, if you're selling real estate, the straight line method, you want to be able to get them from your opening pitch to close and stay within this parameter to basically so you control the entire conversation. So in this, like guys, you want to look at it, there's 5 core elements and they're in the same order every single time. So he talks about the 5 core elements in a conversation and making sure they're the exact same every time. And guys, this is probably what I think is probably the most important. Michael goes over this all the time. And Jordan basically does this in a different section. It's called basically the certainty of the 3 10s. So in talking about the transfer of emotion during the conversation. So whenever you pick up a phone and say, hey Ron, how's it going? Going pretty well. This is Charlie. You know, their level of certainty is somewhere between 4 and 5. So that's from the time that someone picks up the phone with you and they just answer, basically their level of certainty with whoever you are on the phone is somewhere between a 4 and 5. The goal in the sales goal is getting to an absolute 10. The only way that you guys are absolutely going to do that is to transfer certainty to the prospect. You must trust the content as far as you, and then you must trust the company. So whenever you're selling yourself, guys, make sure that you're selling the certainty. You're absolute certain. I am the expert, guys. I'm the expert in this. I can answer any questions. If I don't know the answer, I can get you the answer pretty quickly. So also, you must trust the content and everything else as far as what you're giving them. They're going to ask you questions about the schools. They're going to ask you questions about drive time. You have to know this within certainty, guys. You have to know your neighborhoods. If you're not comfortable with Galveston, you know, do a little research, you know, before you call somebody. Guys, the other thing is too is before I had any real estate knowledge or background, I read the business page of the paper every single day. And I would always throw something out there. Well, yeah, this company is relocating into Houston. This is how many people are relocating. This is happening. This is what's going on in the city. This is the new park that they're building, everything else. These people thought, holy crap, this kid knows everything. You know, even though I didn't have the real estate knowledge, I knew what was going on in the city, so they were able to basically connect with me. You know, and they were able to trust me through that connection just because I knew so much of what was going on in the city, guys. Go to the Inman. You know, Inman is an amazing website. I mean, Houston Business Journal, another great one. I mean, or if you're eating lunch or anything that you're grabbing, guys, just grab the business section of the paper and just breeze through it. Just read the headlines, not the entire paper through, but make sure you're knowing what's going on in the industry, and then trust the company. Guys, it's very easy for us to say we were ranked number 6 out of 38,000 real estate agents. You know, we closed 75 million in 257 transactions. We're on pace to do about 250 million this year with our team. So when it comes down to trusting a company, we have more market share than most other teams. So basically, if just by the sheer numbers alone, we do 90% more business than every other real estate agent out there. So you also say basically in 1 year, we close more transactions than 80% of real estate agents will close their entire lifetime. It's powerful when you say that. In 1 year, we close more transactions than 80% of real estate agents will close in their entire lifetime. So, guys, there's a couple different things on certainty, which I really kind of like this. The transfer of emotion on certainty. There's logical certainty. That's your BS detector. You know, we all have that. So, you know, if you are, you know, just full of, people are going to read that, and your certainty, absolute certainty is going to go down, guys. So there's a logical certainty and emotional certainty. So their emotional certainty is the fact of them using the product. So logical, everybody has a logical indicator. You know, is this real? Is what you're telling me correct? Everything else. And then there's that emotional certainty. Making sure that they understand not only the product and services, but they see themselves in the home. They see themselves living in the home. You know, questions about if everything that you wanted was in that home, everything that you just told me, you needed a pool, you needed a master down, you needed a game room, you needed a media room, and you said it'd be great to be on a cul-de-sac. If I aligned all the stars, the moons, and everything else, you had all your finishes, and you were in this home, would that create, you know, a lifestyle for your family that would be perfect? So making them feel like, making them feel that, you know, they understand the logical, it makes sense financially. If I can get you in this house for the right price, I can have basically a lender give you lender credits. I can get you $10,000 off, or we'll take care of your home warranty. All of those things. How does that look for you and your family? Would that provide you guys more, you know, free time? How will this work for your family? Because a lot of times people move because, like, I got a kid on the way, you know, lost my job, got a new job, all of these things were moving around. So basically, having that emotional certainty, just making sure that they understand that they're actually visualizing themselves in the house. will help you guys close a lot more. But if you miss out, guys, when we talk about the salsa, if you miss out on any one of these three, you might as well kind of forget it. You absolutely have to crush it, where they have to not only believe in you so they know that you're telling the truth. They basically have to believe that you understand what you're saying about the neighborhood, and then you have to sell the company with our products and services. If you nail all of these guys, you will absolutely have a client. But make sure that when your conversation is there, that they know that you know what you're doing, they know that you understand the product and services, which is the neighborhood and all the amenities in the neighborhood, and then also that they believe that the company that you represent is a reputable company. So we're working with the VIP Buyers Program. Vanessa created last night. It's pretty cool. So we're giving them a $10,000 guarantee on a price reduction, or we're going to take care of the home warranty. So basically, buyers don't understand really, and this is all stuff that you can throw out. Well, what is your other agent doing, for you right now? Well, what about this is our VIP Buyer Program. We'll guarantee you a $10,000 savings, or we'll take care of your home warranty. We'll also give 5% of our net commission proceeds to the charity of your choice. We'll set you up with your own private buyer portal, and we'll give you a free buyer consultation. The other thing is everybody else, what are the other companies doing? What is your other real estate agent doing to send you off market opportunities? Whether it's a for sale by owner, expired listing, an investment opportunity, are you getting those as well? And I guarantee you 9 out of 10 people are going to say no. We just look on the MLS and we tell our real estate agent which ones we want to see. That's how everybody rolls. And what if you flip the script on them? That is exactly the wrong thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you up on your own private broker portal, and I'm going to guarantee you $10,000 in savings, or otherwise I'm going to pick up your home warranty. Yeah. And then also too, and out of that, guys, we like to give back to our community. So 5% of my net commission proceeds will go to the charity of your choice. In Hunger, Bark, whatever else it is that you want to give back to the community. If you want to give back, you use me, you're actually helping to give back to the community. So little things like that, guys, that are going to give you basically some ammunition to get people off the fence. We already have the marketing piece, but I'm just going to make sure that it's perfect. I can send it out to the company today. This is one of the last ones in his right there, where you see like basically building rapport. Guys, developing rapport is pretty difficult. It's by far the hardest thing with building rapport with people, because people want to get you off the phone pretty quickly. So I'll always ask them, is now a good time for me to get a couple minutes of your time? Or if it's not, what is a better time? Because if you build trust that you say, I don't want to waste your time, I want to respect your time, but tell me what's a little bit better time for me to basically get some more information from you. And I've heard Ron on the phone do that really, really well as far as, do you have time to talk? Michael is great at basically figuring out if people are right now, because you can tell people are rushing you off the phone. Hey guys, it sounds like you're busy right now. What's going to be a better time? When does your day free up to build rapport? Yeah, and you have to basically gather intelligence, guys. So you're open. The first 4 seconds of whatever you're saying to people is where you're going to catch them. You're going to lose them in the first 4 seconds. If it's is Joe there? Click, and or if you're sounding like a computer or drain, guys, people feed on your energy. And it's crazy how, when Michael and I went through training, how this guy basically he sat there and he got on the phone and he sounded almost fake. Like it was crazy energy. And this guy closed, I don't know, maybe 2 phone calls out of maybe like 10 out of 10 that he made. The conversion rate on those was sick. It was the people could feel his energy. Yes, he understood his real estate. He was in Florida market, so he understood that. It was crazy, but he was charging, instead of a 6% commission, a 7% commission. So he was actually charging his buyers additional point on top. It's like, how is this guy doing this? Because he built so much rapport and he had so much value. Because I guarantee I'm going to get you the best possible deal, and it's going to be way more than that 1%. And so he always charged his buyers an extra point on top, which I thought was crazy. Because the one thing they're doing is just trying to get money back. So the one thing that I got out of him was the fact that he gathered so much information, he built so much rapport that they were not leaving his office. He told them, like, I am the best, this is what I do. But also too, when you're building rapport, guys, you have to have active listening. And if you guys don't know what active listening means, it's every time somebody says something, you're like, okay. Yeah. Yeah. And that's all it is, active listening. All you're doing is feeding in so they think that you're basically there with them. If you're dead silent, have you ever had somebody just ramble on, hey, are you still there? You know, but make sure that the active listening is, okay, great. It's just building rapport, guys. It's all your conversations when you're meeting with these people over the phone is just 4 seconds is where you take control. Within the first 4 seconds, guys, it should almost be the exact same thing. I'm always like, hey, John, how's it going today? Hey, it's Charlie. Yeah, you logged into my system. You know, that's how it is. I'm not like, hey, is Michael there? Is so-and-so there? I'm not like, hey, Michael, how's it going today? It's Charlie. Yeah, you logged into my system. It looks like you're looking for a house over in Cinco Ranch. I'm one of the experts there. I've probably sold more homes there with my team in the last year than any other real estate agent there. I can see that you're looking in section 16. Is there a reason why that you're looking there? Is there a certain school because there's 8 freaking schools in the 2-mile radius that you're looking for? It's a specific school that you're looking for. Did you know that? Do you guys like to be off and buy a splash pad? How many kids do you have? You know, what access points do you need to get to work? All those things, building rapport, asking the right questions, make sure I'm taking them down the right path, making sure I'm talking about things that relate to him. You know, if you guys have an appointment, when you're going on for a listing appointment, guys, make sure you're hitting social media, researching them, go through LinkedIn, go through their Facebook, just Google their phone number, find out what they're interested in. Make sure when you're sitting down with them that you're asking the right questions, you know, and you're building rapport on basically what they enjoy. So let's see here. Obviously, we talked about this is where you're going to gain control within the first 4 seconds. Make sure that you understand that you're the market expert. Guys, people only want to deal with market experts. They don't want to deal with Joe Schmo or someone that's brand new real estate, but they don't have to know that. They only want to deal with it. I'm the local real estate expert in that area. My team has closed more transactions, this and that. That's all you really have to say. If they really hit you with a really, really tough question, like, that's an absolutely great question. You know, tell them that. Say, that's an absolutely great question. And I don't want to give you the wrong answer. So I tell you what, 5 minutes after we are off the phone, I'm going to text you or email you with the correct answer. How does that sound? I'm like, all right, cool. So make sure that they understand that. Guys, the right questions in the right order always helps. The right tonality, that's very important, guys. If you're whispering on the phone, you know, that's going to be really difficult. And I tell people all the time, if you have a problem with basically calling and dialing in front of someone, we have these satellite locations or the office where you can go in there until you get your script, until you're completely comfortable. But the right tonality, it's basically how you mimic. If you just so mundane and slow and this and that, no one's going to want to listen to you. You're not going to want to listen to yourself. Record a couple of conversations like you're doing something and then listen to yourself. Listen to your tonality, listen to some of your speech, and just go from there. Basic proficiency equals massive results, guys. Don't overthink it. You know, simplicity creates power. And if you have a simple script where you're talking, I'm the expert, what you're looking for, and you drive them in the right directions, you know, the why, the where, the when, you know, if you get those 3 W's, guys, that's going to be able to create rapport. Active listening on every question that you answer them is yes, Guys, and I strongly suggest going into MentorBox and listening to this right here, because this is what probably is going to be the easiest, most relative thing on MentorBox, is basically how to create revenue through cold calling. I mean, if they're able to make millions of dollars selling penny stocks to people that they've never done it, got them to close over the phone, $10,000 over the phone, guys, and we can actually create the expertise, right value to people that are actually looking for something and have reached out to us for help. So those are the big things, guys, on everything else. Like I said, the MentorBox password is Windhill0569, money sign, right, Michael? Yes, Windhill with a capital W, 0569, and then the $sign. And it's just mentorbox.com. The login is my email. The Charlie Kriegel Jr. @gmail is my login. And I think this right here resonates with me. And this his entire thing, let me see, 12, 19, probably less less than 28 minutes total. So whether you guys are driving to, and I think the one that really is the straight line sales method, certainty and rapport, the ones that we talked about, guys, just those probably are less than 20 minutes. And it really talks about, you know, what we do in a sales call, you know, how to really make sure that you're making the most out of every single day when you're calling people. And that's really it. I mean, I know everyone, Wendell's not here, a lot of people have had a lot of success on the actual round robin. We've had quite a few agents, even within the last week, convert multiple buyer leads and multiple seller leads. And we're talking about really old leads that have been in our database for over 9 months. And then also on the round robin as leads were coming in. So like I said, there's no really bad leads, there's only bad conversion, guys. And once you're able to create something very similar to what Jordan Belfort did, where basically you understand the sales method, you understand how to build rapport, you understand how to talk to people, your tonality is correct, you're telling them the expert, your conversion rate's gonna go through the roof. The other thing is too, is when you're at open houses, or when you're out there talking to people, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter if it's basically a script that you're calling people online or you're meeting people face to face. Selling a home, buying a home, it's pretty much the same stuff. You gotta keep them in line, you gotta build rapport. First 4 seconds, shaking their hand. You know, we talked about the thing, how to dominate any market. It comes from shaking the hand, looking them in the eyes, very firm handshake. This is what I do. Kind of the same thing, guys. This is the second part of this. You're able to get this down right here through this, you guys will absolutely crush it. On every side of the business, the cold calling side, the open houses, the meetings, the conferences, the builders, all of those things, because in just everything, like you said, it's the same thing. Every sale is the same. You have an open and you have a close. And the fastest way to that is a straight line. So, any questions on any of this stuff, guys? Spend you know, the evening or something or afternoon and go on there and kind of just listen, so you can actually, it's a lot easier when you can actually see someone talking about it too. And if I missed anything, you guys will be able to pick up a little bit of another nugget from him. But he's really creative as far as what he says. And the guy's, I think he's 10 years sober now. So he's actually, he's on it. That's really all I had today, guys. Anybody else? Anything you wanted to add, Michael? Okay.
No, I mean, regarding the straight line sales method is kind of the qualifying questions as you keep them in line. That's what we ask them when you're following the script. It's just like when you ask them what's their situation, most agents are going to want to dig in deeper. What are you looking for? Are you looking for a pool? Are you looking for a yard? You're just talking. You're digging in so much. But first, have you purchased a home before? Right? That's an important question. Do you know how the home buying process works, and what is earnest money, the option period, and how negotiations work? They're going to say no. And then they're like, oh wow, you know what you're talking about. Versus I'm just staying and digging in on what they're looking for when I need to know these qualifying questions. So that's why those questions that I mapped out for you guys are keeping you in line to get to the close where they're going to want to meet with you.
Yeah, so. Perfect. And then, so I know a lot of you guys have questions about Sync, and Michael's going to be working with you guys afterwards. If there's anything else that you guys have questions on for me, just let me know, and we can knock those out. And then, like I said, tomorrow is Wednesday, so we're coming in at 1 o'clock to make phone calls tomorrow. So I've cleared out my schedule, so I'll be actually making phone calls, answering questions, going through different things with you guys, and going through basically lead gen. Anything else today, guys? Anybody? Okay. Questions, comments, concerns, anything? All right. Well, y'all have a wonderful day. Let's crush it.
Thank you.
All right.